All right, I got something that's relatively new that I want to talk to you guys about. I call it mega banking. This is my portfolio. This is where I keep all of my credit cards, right? I've got a ton of credit cards. And I went ahead and did it. I have $750,000 in personal credit cards. Also, I keep everything in here. I keep a lot of my business credit cards. And this is kind of heavy. I consider this as my bank. So $750,000 worth of personal credit cards, such as like this one, right? 750. And then I have close to 2 million in business credit, between business credit cards, lines of credit, and business loans. And the business loans come up to about 200,000. So I've got sitting on about 1.8 million. And this is what I call mega banking. Because let me go ahead and tell you, years and years ago, and actually, I'll show you this card because I know exactly where it is. Because this is one of the things. I have a lot of credit cards. You want to start a business, you want to set up a holding company, an operating company. You want to get yourself some business credit. You want to learn how to run a business. You want to start your first online business. If you want to do that, and congratulations to you for being a person that wants more out of life, for being that person that's ready to sit down, do the work so your future can be brighter. I got something for you. Go below and enter into the Corporate Citizen Playbook, where we teach you all of that, plus a lot more. Because you are not a normal, regular person. You want more out of life. You want to do more, you want to be more, you want to have more. And congratulations to you. So this link is below. Go ahead and check out this video, and then go ahead and enroll in the Corporate Citizen Playbook, where I teach you some things that you cannot Google. Can't Google it. Can't Google it at all. And I keep them organized. I keep them in order. And I have my business credit cards separated from my personal credit cards. But this credit card here was the start of mega banking, which is my Chase Sapphire, right? One of the things, so let me go ahead and tell you about this card. I started using this card 2014. And one of the things that happened was I used this credit card like a debit card. I would use it and then I would pay it off. And I've never carried a balance on this card. This card has like a credit limit of 30,000. I have never carried a balance on it. I consistently, sometimes I would pay this card off 30 times a month. So what happened, and this is personal, is I went from using credit. Once again, I stopped using debit cards. You should never, ever use a debit card to make a purchase. I know everyone loves Dave Ramsey, but this is a point that I vigorously disagree with Dave Ramsey. You should never, ever use a debit card to rent a car, to purchase anything, because here's what happens when you use debit cards. Every time you use a debit card, you literally open up your checking account. And I'm going to talk about why you never want to use your business debit cards attached to your business checking. But every time you use your debit card, you literally open up your checking account to fraud. Right now, fraud is at an all-time high, and it's going to go up, and it's going to keep going up. One of the things that you never, like, every time I go to a restaurant and I see someone pay their bill with a debit card, the server scoops up the card, and then the server goes somewhere with the card. That is an open recipe for fraud and disaster. Now, as a business owner with a business checking account, you need to ensure that you have safety measures and protocols in place. You should never, ever use your business checking debit card to make a purchase. Let me go ahead and explain to you how I have my master business account set up. Number one, with my holding company business account, I have one account that has checks and I have one account that has a debit card. The rest of my accounts do not have checks. They don't have debit cards. So essentially, the account that has the checks and the debits, it's empty. You want to know why? Because anytime that I need to write a check out that account or I need to get some money, I can go to my phone, transfer the money, go to the ATM, Chase ATM, pull the money out. So there is no way unless someone actually, and this is something where I think Chase was really smart. Let's say someone got my user ID and got my password and they tried to log into my Chase checking account. It ain't gonna work. Seriously, if you had my password and my login information, you still couldn't get into my business checking account. Very smart part on Chase. So essentially, I have my money protected because there is no open access. There's no checks. There's no ATM card to those accounts where I keep the majority of my money. So this is one of the ways that I ensure that my money is protected, because here's something else that you need to know. When you have a business checking account with lots of money going in and out and you become a victim of fraud, the banks get really interested, because let's say you have a business checking account and you've got so much money coming in and someone actually gets into your business checking account and pulls out $100K. And because you have so much money and you're not like me checking your business checking account every day, you just don't know about it. And it goes by, and let's say 2 months go by before you realize that you've been robbed. Guess what the bank's gonna do? Oh, sorry for you. They're not gonna give you that money back. Because when you have a business checking account and you have a lot of money going through that business checking account, the banks are not going to remunerate you and make you whole again. So this is why you need to have extreme protections and caution when you're using your business. I've got checking account debit cards in here I've never used. I've never used them because once again, I am out of the habit of using my debit card. Now, let's get into mega banking. And this is something that I have made up because it's part velocity banking, and we're not to the point where you can go out and buy a whole life insurance policy, because let me go ahead and tell you about the lie of buying a whole life insurance policy. They will sell it to you and then you can put your cash value in there and you can borrow against your cash value. Guess how long you have to invest money in your whole life insurance policy so you can start pulling money out? About 10 years. So that's one of the things. We're going to get into mega banking, something I've been doing, and it's just made sense to me because I didn't want to pay interest on my credit cards. I didn't want to run the risk of using my debit card. And also, it's going to be about creating a business, because this is one of the big things about mega banking. Number one, this right here is a personal credit card, right? Citibank credit card, right? I will probably never use this credit card. It's got a $25,000 limit. I will probably never use this credit card. What I will do, like twice a year, I take all my credit cards and then I'll just go out and buy something simple like candy or gas and then pay it off before it even hits my credit report. You do that because also I've got credit cards in here I have not used in years and they haven't shut them down. But once again, I'm not really worried about that. But yeah, this is my personal credit. This is one of the key things that you have to understand about mega banking. Number one, you use your personal credit and get it to a high enough level where you can get business credit. This is what you want to be using. You want to be using business credit. Now, there are many of you like, hey, how can I get a business credit card and I don't have a business? I'm going to tell you something that a lot of YouTubers will not tell you. You should start a business. You should start a small scale business. Number one, you should get a holding company. You should create a holding company, create your operating companies, get your business credit card, get your first business credit card, and then get your EIN in your business checking. You should do all of that, because what we want to do with mega banking is get from the process of using personal credit cards. We have I don't even know how many personal credit cards I have. I'll talk to you and I'll count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So I have 17 personal credit cards. And I have a lot of business credit cards. Those are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. I have 30 business credit cards. What you want to do is go ahead and get your business credit cards. Now, you want to have a bunch of them, and I'm going to talk about the things with mega banking. What you want to do is have business credit cards that you use for personal spend. You want to have business credit cards that are primarily for personal spend, because this is the deal. With a business credit card in a business, let's say you have a Chase Platinum card and the annual fee is $6.95. Guess what? You get to write that off because it's a business credit card, okay? But essentially, as long as you keep your cards segmented, I don't have my wallet on me, but I use a Delta American Express Reserve credit card. That is my daily driver credit card. I use it for everything. I use it for my car insurance. I use it for my cell phones. I use it for my insurance, my life insurance. I use it for my power bill. I use that card for everything. And that's my everything card. Then I have other cards that I use exclusively for business purposes. But for you, with mega banking, you should go ahead and get your personal credit in tip top. And let me go ahead and say something. If you're a person with bad personal credit, I'm sorry to hear that. And you should work on fixing your credit, because for you to get into mega banking, you're going to need to have good credit. Because let me explain to you what's going to happen. Now, essentially, this is what I did with American Express. And American Express, to me, is the best credit card issuer out there for business credit. I managed to get $550,000 worth of business credit with American Express. Citibank only gave me a $5,000 credit limit. US Bank gave me a $3,000 credit card, right? Then US Bank on the second card gave me $25,000. So with American Express, I was able to build up $1 million of business credit in 1 year. 550 in pay over time credit, where I can use the credit card, and if I don't have the money to pay it off at the end of the month, I have the option to pay it off over time. Very, very powerful stuff. Now, we're getting on mega banking. Mega banking is going to open up a completely different world for you. Number one, you start a business, right? You get on this mega banking train. And then we're going to go out and get lines of credit, which are going to be easy. Now, to get a personal line of credit is going to be much easier to get than to get a business line of credit. Most business lines of credit that are worth having, you're going to have to show your tax form to get these business lines of credit. But once again, you can go ahead and get a personal line of credit. I would say, once again, the easiest business line of credit to get is with Marcus. They do a soft pull. That's the easiest business line of credit. The second easiest business line of credit, I would say, would be American Express. And then when you start going to Truist, PNC, Fifth Third, you cannot get a business line of credit from Chase without showing your tax returns. It ain't gonna happen. So with PNC, you can get a business line of credit if you have good credit and if you don't have a lot of inquiries. If you have a lot of inquiries, that's gonna kill your chances of getting a business line of credit with PNC. But one of the things that you wanna do is go ahead and max out your personal credit. Now that's the key. You want to have really good credit, really good personal credit. And also you want to be careful with the inquiries. And this is why I say there are stages that you do this in. First, you max out your personal credit. And then once the inquiries start dropping off, because here's something else. If you have an open credit card, you can't erase that inquiry. So you're going to have to wait till that inquiry ages off or gets, close to almost being 2 years old. So we're going to get that personal credit, then we're going to go ahead and get business credit, and then we're going to go ahead and get personal lines of credit, and then we're going to go ahead and get business lines of credit. So to get into the mega banking family, let me explain to you, because essentially I'm not there yet. But in about 3 years, I'm going to have $1 million lines of credit, which means that I can be in the position to go out and buy real estate. Bam, we can close in 10 days. I'm a cash buyer, even though I'm using a line of credit. So there's a lot more. So if you want to be part of the mega banking family, go below. There's this little thing running about, and I'm going to teach you about velocity banking, mega banking, and a lot more. So you want to get in there now, because the price is $299 and the price is going up in October. So the link is right there. Go ahead and get in there, and I will see you guys in there, because this is something that's going to be really exciting. Because with mega banking, you want to have cash, you want to have good personal credit, and you want to have business credit. And you want to have cash on you, and you want to have credit cards that have no balance whatsoever. That's a big, big key to executing the mega banking strategy. All right, links below. That's all I got for you guys. I will see you in the next one.